Hello, my name is Corey Allers, and today I'm going to be using Coach's Eye to observe and to analyze a three-point jump shot. Purpose of this video is to identify any fundamental deficiencies and hopefully fix them moving forward. So let's get started. So he's going to catch and shoot, and I'm going to stop this video right here because one thing I want to point out is the position in which he caught the basketball. Ideally, you want to catch the basketball in the bottom part of your shooting position, so the lowest point of your shooting pocket. Here you can tell he's pretty erect. I'm going to outline his waist, where his waist is, because he's going to have to dip down and generate power from his legs. The problem with doing something like that, is dipping down after you catch the basketball, is it slows down the catch and release. The longer it takes for you to get your jump shot off, the harder it is going to be get off in an actual basketball game. So his legs are pretty straight. He's standing a little bit too erect when he caught the basketball. I'd like to see him catch the ball in his shooting position, in his three-point stance. Other thing I'm going to focus on is his footwork. His footwork is almost opposite of what it needs to be here. So he does need to have his feet staggered, but he's a right-handed shooter. So ideally you'd want his right foot staggered forward and his left foot staggered backwards. His feet are shoulder width apart, which is good, and they're pointing at the basket, which is good. But he's caught the basketball with improper footwork, and that's just another thing that's going to cost him more time to get a shot off. So as he does step into his jump shot, it does look pretty good now. So I will note that his feet are pointing directly towards the basket, which is looking good. His right foot is staggered forward, which is very good. I did notice, I would like to see that his feet are a little bit more further apart. Ideally you want your feet about shoulder width apart to optimize balance. Here you can notice that his knees are almost touching, so a little bit less than ideal, but that dip is costing him time. Like I said before, this is the point where he should have caught the basketball. He should have caught the basketball in this position at the low point of his shooting form. So he's cost himself some time by not being in his three-point stance when he caught the basketball. Let's take a look at his upper body. So I will say his shoulders look nice and square. His guide hand's where it should be. His left hand's on the left side of the basketball. His shooting hand's directly under the basketball, which looks good. He is forming the proper 90-degree angle between his forearm and his arm. Ideally, that arm would be parallel to the ground, but it looks pretty good for the most part. As we fast forward to his release here, one thing I notice is his offhand is almost turning to the point where I'm thinking that this could be causing a trajectory change in the release of the basketball. So ideally that's just a guide hand, your left hand, your offhand. He's completely turned the hand around, making me think he's using that for more than a guide hand, using it maybe to generate some additional power. Another thing I'm noticing here is, I may be getting a little bit overly critical, but he looks like he's shoulder vaulting or shot putting the basketball. Ideally, you want to use your tricep to extend your arm upwards, fully extend your arm, and then use your wrist to flick at the end of your jump shot. Here, he looks like he just pushed the basketball, and he's missing out on some accuracy by using his tricep, but also the crucial backspin from flicking your wrist at the end of your jump shot. So as we move to the top of his release, you will notice, as I pointed out before, that his hand is not in the cookie jar. An old basketball adage is you want the last finger that touched the basketball, usually ideally your index finger, to be pointing at the hoop, and you can tell he didn't flick his wrist and he's missing out on the backspin because of it, because his fingers are pointed directly upwards here. So that's definitely something he can improve on. Another thing I'm noticing here is his feet are turned to the left. It almost makes me feel like he twisted his lower body during his jump shot. That could definitely be detrimental to the consistency of his jump shot if he's twisting mid-shot. We'll see how he lands here. And yeah, sure enough, he lands a little bit forward and his feet are completely turned. So that's definitely something he needs to improve upon, as you want to land exactly where and how you took off.